Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Charly. I'm glad you're here. And today we're gonna talk about the feeling of loneliness when being alone. You're not alone in feeling lonely while you're being alone. Everyone does that sometimes, but here's the truth. Solitude can be one of the most powerful tools for happiness, self-growth and confidence. I used to struggle with feeling alone and lonely too, but once I learned alone time isn't that bad and how to embrace it, I completely changed my life. And today I want to talk to you about how you can do that too. So what I want to cover in today's video is how to shift your mindset from loneliness into empowerment, fun and meaningful ways how to enjoy your alone time, and how to build confidence and find peace in solitude. And I would say without further talking, we jump right in. Shift your mindset. Being alone doesn't mean you're lonely. Alone time is actually a superpower where you can grow, you can get to know yourself, and you can do what you love. So what you have to do is you have to reframe solitude as self-growth. Being alone is the time where you can focus on yourself without any distractions, do whatever you like, and do what you love. So think of alone time as a relationship with yourself, because the better you know yourself, the happier you will be in the long run. So next time you're alone, instead of taking your phone, scrolling on social media, binge watching your favorite TV show, binge watching YouTube, ask yourself, what is the thing that I really want to do now? What is something that I haven't done in a long time that I love to do but didn't because there were always people around me? For example, I love to read, to go to the gym, or even just go on a walk or journal a little longer than I normally do, because taking time out of your day for yourself is self-care and it helps you a lot to understand who you are and helps with self-growth. How to enjoy your own company. For starters, if you are the kind of person that feels lonely every time they're alone, you have to lay out things you can do that help you with not feeling as lonely. So write down a list where you have solo activities that make you feel good, or pre-planned things that you normally don't do but you would love to do that you can do in those situations. For example, take yourself on a solo date, try a hobby you've always wanted, or just dance around your room with your favorite music, start to journal, listen to your favorite podcast and clean your room, which can also be an act of self-love and empowerment, because if your room is clean, your mind is clean. But find some solo activities that you enjoy and that you love. I went a lot more into dating yourself in my video from last week. I link it in the eye for you so that you can watch that. But solo activities aren't bad, and if you know how to spend time with yourself and you enjoy spending time with yourself, there's nothing that can stop you, literally. The second tip for being alone is to be present in the moment. Stop seeing alone time as waiting time, and stop waiting for friends to appear or to do other things or sit down on the couch doom scrolling through your social media, because this just takes your time away. See alone time like an opportunity to connect with yourself, to do your hobbies, to spend quality time with yourself. When I have alone time, I love doing self-care, self-tanning, doing my laundry, even going on a walk and stuff like that. And tip number 3 is create a self-love ritual. You can start journaling, gratitude lists, or cozy self-care nights, so that you have these rituals when you're alone. This goes hand in hand with making yourself a list of solo activities that you can lean on when you're alone and don't know what to do. But make a self-love ritual where you know, okay, I can do these 4 things and I feel good about myself and I didn't waste my time with scrolling on social media. What I love to do when I have alone time is I like to play around with makeup, try different makeup routines from people I like and see what suits me, what doesn't suit me, so that I know how I want to do my daily makeup routine. Or you can figure other things out, like what do you like? Do you want to redo your closet? You can do research for that while you're alone. Build your dream closet even. Try to make a solo activity and self-love ritual list that you can lean on when you're alone, where you know that you enjoy it, where you know that you can bounce back to it every time you're alone and the feeling of loneliness kind of comes back to you when you're alone, and do fun things, because being alone doesn't mean you're lonely. How to overcome the fear of being alone. Hand in hand with feeling lonely every time you are alone goes the fear of being alone. And you can tackle that in different ways. First, you have to understand that loneliness comes from disconnection and not from being alone. If you're alone in your apartment or alone in your room, it doesn't mean you're lonely, because when you're still living at home, there are people around you that can be there for you. And if you're living alone, there are still your friends, your family that you can lean on, and sometimes even your partner or their family, where you can do something with them if you want to. So loneliness doesn't mean you're alone. Loneliness really means you don't have anyone, but even that doesn't mean that you're lonely, because loneliness is a feeling and being alone is a complete different thing. I am alone in my apartment right now, but I'm not feeling lonely, because I know there are a lot of people I can count on and I can call, and I know they would be there for me. And I, for myself, chose to be alone today and take this day to film, take this day to do other things. So that was my own choice, which leads us right into step 2, which is to connect with yourself before connecting with others. What I mean with that is you have to know yourself a little better before you start friendships with others, or basically new friendships. You have to know what you like, what you don't like, because then you also don't have this loneliness feeling in your bones, because you know that you're not alone and you know that you are there for yourself, which helps a lot, I think. And also it helps to figure out what you like and what you don't like in friendships, in activities, in talking with others. So connecting with yourself before trying to connect with other people helps a lot with a self-growth and with the feeling of being lonely. And step 3 is something I already said, is use alone time to work on personal growth, on your goals, which means start reading, start fitness, start new skills, start a challenge, start doing whatever you want. If you always wanted to start a podcast, start a podcast when you're alone. Nobody's gonna stop you. But do something with your time alone where you feel productive afterwards, which isn't a must. You can also just do self-care nights, or sometimes just watch your favorite series, which is also self-care. But if you're alone all the time and you feel lonely all the time, start something where you can look back on and say, okay, I did that and I've grown through that and I love doing that, which is, as I already said, reading, fitness, new skills. Starting a growth challenge can also be something that helps a lot with growing and with not feeling as alone in those times of life where you are more alone than other times. These times come and they go, and everybody has them. For example, I started Project 50 because I felt like I was alone quite some time and I wanted to improve myself at the beginning of the year. And for Project 50 there are 7 rules. Wake up before 8 a.m, morning routine with no distractions and no phone, exercise for 1 hour a day, read 10 pages per day, dedicate 1 hour towards a new skill, follow a healthy diet and track your progress in a journal. This is a very doable project and challenge, and I started that because I felt like I was in a slump and I felt alone, and I felt at the beginning of the year kind of like I lost myself a little bit. And alone time is the best, really the best time to start your personal growth journey. If you know you want to get to point B already, but you're still stuck at point A, find something to get to point B and to work towards it, and use that alone time to work on yourself and work towards your goals, and maybe just start your vision board. That's also something you can do when you're alone, and find balance. Being alone is great, but socializing when needed is also healthy. I don't say be alone all the time and enjoy it and embrace it. You need human interactions for your mental health. Find balance in your life and stop feeling lonely just because you're alone. So, to sum it all up, being alone doesn't have to feel lonely. It can be the most empowering thing you can ever embrace. And the more you love spending time with yourself, the more fulfilled you will feel in every part of your life. Because you make yourself complete, you are the only person that you need in your life. And everyone Everyone that comes into your life is a bonus and makes your life a little bit better, but isn't necessary for your good life. And I think as soon as you understand that you don't need other people all the time and that you can spend time alone and that alone time can be the greatest time you have, the narrative changes from being lonely to loving to be alone. It can take some time to make that switch, but I think as soon as you try to make the switch, it becomes a lot easier, and I think you can do it. So for this week, try spending at least 30 minutes intentionally enjoying your own company without distractions, and let me know how it went. And that's the end of the video. If this video helped you, give it a thumbs up. You can also subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss a new video of me. And if you want to see how I spend a day alone, you can also comment that down below, and then I would vlog one day for you. I'm excited to hear how you spend your time alone and how you spend your intentional 30 minutes alone this week. And I would say we see us next week with another video. Make someone's day this week, and we see us. Bye!
Funky.